Alrighty, we're live. We're live. Well, good afternoon, good evening in my case, and good morning if you're joining from the West Coast.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And yeah, well, this is typically this would be my Sunday outfit planning session live, but this time I have a lovely co-host, Asta from Fit Happens, joining me. So, yay!
Thank you for having me join you. You are so good at doing these lives. You were the one who inspired me to do my first live. So
Oh,
it's really I'm very excited to be here and
perfect.
just so glad that I get to do this with you, someone who I watch so diligently.
Thanks so much, Asta. Thank you. And what we are here to talk about, since we are both very, very busy business travelers, is the three things that we always pack. And well, we will have sort of, our each individual versions of what that means, what those three items are. But maybe let's start with a little bit of introductions. Asta, I mean, the word is, the scene is yours, because yeah, it's sort of, happens on my on my profile, so probably people know me a little bit better. I will, however, also say a couple of words. But go ahead, Asta.
Awesome. Okay, so I am Asta, and I lead a user experience design team in big tech, and I'm a senior director. So that's basically just giving you context of what I do, so that we can set context of how I travel and what I travel for when I'm working and traveling for work. So what this means in terms of my role is being in tech. There is, you can think of a picture of how people in tech dress up, especially in California. And
Mm-hmm.
there's that image. And then I lead a design team. So there's also the creative side of it. It's a global design team. So I feel some responsibility of showing up in a creative way. And then I'm also in an executive position. So you can also think of an image of, how a woman should dress if she's in an executive position. So truly,
Makes
the way
sense.
I dress up is a combination of those three things pulled together. And then just a little bit about me outside of that. I live in Los Angeles. It's finally hot here. I'm so glad. And then for work, I travel to all parts of the world, but most probably it's New York, Seattle, Tokyo, India, Sydney, and then there might be one-offs here and there.
That's pretty much the whole world.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thanks so much, Asta. Yeah, and I can also say a couple of words. So I'm by education, my background by education is commercial engineer, and that is actually pretty much what I've been doing throughout my whole career in different more or less managerial positions. And what does it mean? What does a commercial engineer do, or maybe which industry are we talking about? So in my case, it has mostly been industrial software solutions. These like past 10 years within renewable energy industry. And yeah, it's I mean, and on top of that, I live in Denmark. I'm based in Denmark, Copenhagen. And we've all seen those pictures, from Copenhagen Fashion Week. But
Yes.
don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Nobody dresses like that, especially not in my business. So I'm always overdressed, which bugs me sometimes because I would also like to have some like inspiration and motivation from people around me in my business. But that only rarely happens during my business travels, and they would typically be within Europe, including UK, where our head office is located. Mm, where people, I mean, if you step outside of the underground in London, obviously, there will be plenty of people to be inspired by. And then, especially I would say during like conferences and expos, this is where people, I mean, men wear suit, right?
Yeah.
Wear suit. So that's something that I also feel like that inspires me because yeah, I mean, that it's somewhat an effort for them to wear a suit because they are not used to that on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say yeah, for me, it really, it is also an effort, to sort of tone down maybe sometimes, the vision that I have in my head, how I would like to, show up to the world through clothes, because I mean, I would just they would just probably think I'm crazy. And completely overdressed. But that's how it is. I mean, I've lived here for so many years because I'm originally from Poland, but I've lived here for 27 years. I'm 48, so most of my life, and I've gotten used to the way things are, at least in those more engineering. I would say also like software, IT, tech. That doesn't really make much of a difference. It's a typical the picture that people can have in their head is like a typical geek guy, either writing some codes or programming codes, or I don't know, working with some like machinery, and yeah, I don't know, how is it in your case, like how do people around you dress,
Yeah,
especially men?
it's the same thing. It's jeans and some t-shirt, most probably something with the company logo that they just got from the company, and then sandals. Not even
Oh my
sneakers.
god.
It's like straight up like
Yeah, yeah,
sandals,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Which
yeah. Yeah.
nothing wrong with that, but I do remember. So when I first joined my company in this office, I was the first designer to join because
Right.
Los Angeles office is smaller.
Yeah.
And an engineer walked up to me and said, "You are not dressed like us, so you cannot be an engineer. And you are not dressed very, very nice, so you cannot be in sales. So what do you do?"
It's like, who are you? Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And they always try to put you like in a box. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
like how do you represent? And like, and this is something that I want to examine a little bit more. But truly, I think because I've been at my company for 12 years now, and when I joined, I was junior. Now I'm very senior. I think
Mm.
there's something about status privilege. Like when you are more seen, I feel more comfortable dressing up how I want to now.
Mm. Yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah. Definitely.
people know me for 12 years now or 13 years, so they know what my work is. So it's almost like in the beginning, I felt like if I spend too much effort on my clothes, people are going to feel like, oh, is she not good at her work? Because unfortunately, that can be a stereotype in tech. But now I'm like, well, they know me. So
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
care. I'm
No,
going to dress
totally,
how I want to
totally.
dress.
And that also, I mean, that comes with age,
Yeah,
I would say, and combination, of course, of the years that you've spent within a company. Yeah, and it is, I mean, especially if there's been like progression, right, in terms of
right.
your position and title and so on. So yeah, I mean, I'm also fortunate enough to be in a position like in a like find myself in a place in life and at a company where I can just express myself however I want. And I remember also very clearly at my job interview, because I mean, I just put on nice clothes. I mean, I
Yeah.
didn't do anything out there, but I could tell immediately, that I was already overdressed. And I just told my manager to be that, this is how I dress. Just, you have to just accept it, because, I'm not going to change for that company. So thankfully
Oh, I
they did.
love that. The
Yeah,
other
yeah,
thing
yeah,
that I
yeah.
really appreciate about that is I feel like if you dress up how you want to, if I dress up how I want to, hopefully we are giving permission to younger women to do the same. So instead of
Totally.
blending in, if we just because we do have privilege because of
Mm.
whether it's age, whether it's experience, whether it's position, whatever that is. So let's just use that privilege and actually express ourselves how we want to within reason, of course. Like,
Yes, yes,
it's a
of
little
course.
bit
Yeah,
different.
yeah,
I understand. But
yeah.
otherwise, it just gives permission to everyone else to do the same, which is great.
Totally, totally. Yeah, yeah. I so agree. So, but you know what? Let's dive into it.
Let's
So,
do
for
it.
3 items, I have I'll start with the first one in my case. So,
Okay.
yeah. So, what I wanted to do is show an item that I know I can trust, and I've used it for years, but it's still a very, very good item. So it's basically a very, I don't know whether you can tell. I'll think. Thankfully, I'm tall and I have long hands, so I can lift the pants up. It's just a very classic. I think you call it boot cut.
Yeah.
Cut from a theory. So just tropical wool. I mean, thinner wool from theory in black. And this is, really an item that I trust. I know that, I mean, it still fits me, after so many years. But does it like express my personality? Not really. I mean, I know I will look good and it will be professional and so on, but it's not really like me, like me from today,
Yeah.
So what I have, but I mean, I would still take it with me, on many occasions. But then if I know that, I have a little bit like freedom, to be me, then I would definitely rather pack. Well, and we both, I think, the algorithm found us, like I found you, you found me because of TV, I'm guessing.
Yeah. That's right.
So I would definitely exchange those pants with these joggers, also tropical wool, but joggers from TB. Super, chilled, but I mean, because of the fabric, because of the color, still a very, business appropriate pant, I would say. So this would be mine, Evelina piece. And then another one, and it's also, by the way, TB, that we all know and love is the Stella pant. Now I have it in this checked gray fabric.
Beautiful.
Again, it's also tropical wool, so business appropriate, also business appropriate. I would say pattern and yeah, the texture. But I mean, if you know a Stella pen from TV, you know that they are super voluminous. So maybe slightly, less obvious for a business occasion, but definitely something that I lean into, if I want to be me. So that was my first one. Over to you.
I love that. I love that. I actually, I don't have the joggers in tropical wool yet, but it makes a lot of sense that the fabrication is still formal. So I can totally see it being a very versatile item that you can dress up or down, like many of them.
Super much. Yeah, really. And I mean, I can really, really recommend them. And guys, this is not a live about TB, but I mean, just it so happens that we both like the brand, and I mean, I do have no. I mean, I don't know, maybe 25% of my items are from TB.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Then that number is much, much higher for me.
Okay.
Unfortunately. So there might be a lot of TV, just upfront, I'll say that. Okay,
Sure.
so one thing that I always like to pack, it's a category, but I have two items and I picked one of the two. Because typically, just a little bit of like preview of how I actually pack is I always think about the place where I'm going and what the color theme is. Because I love colors. Maybe you can tell. I love colors. So I always play on colors. Like if I'm going to Austin, I went to Austin recently in Texas, right? So it was like earthy. I went to New York. It was like black with bright colors. So typically, two things that I have, and I always pack one of them, are these silky cami tops.
Oh, love it.
From Tibi. And I have two. And so far, I found these to be enough. I haven't needed more. I was thinking about it. I honestly wear it more when I'm traveling than at home. And the reason why, so first of all, you can tell that they have this nice silky texture.
Yes.
They're very light. I don't know if you can tell. It's like almost nothing to throw it in a carry-on. But why I like them is because it's kind of like I can throw them on in a pinch and just make any outfit work. So if I'm wearing all black top and pants and I'm just feeling boring, because myself, I might feel boring in the morning, I can throw this on top and suddenly there's texture to the outfit and it just feels a little bit more dressed up. The other thing that can happen a lot when I travel is because I travel to meet my team, and then my boss travels at the same time and my peers travel at the same time. And then sometimes suddenly there is a dinner invite because my boss is throwing a dinner party and it's usually at a nice place. So it's so easy to wear whatever pants I might be wearing, just change the top for this top, and then just throw a blazer on top and suddenly you just look all dressed up and appropriate to go to a nice
evening appropriate or whatever.
Yeah. It goes from day to evening, very easy. The other cool thing, and again, I'm just showing the versatility, not to like sell the item or anything, because you can get this in any cami tops. But the fact that it's adjustable, the straps are adjustable.
Important. Yeah.
right?
Totally,
So I can
totally.
make
Yeah,
it
yeah.
like if
Because
I'm
for
seeing
the
a print.
evening, yeah,
Yes.
you would probably want to have it a little bit lower. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yes,
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
Cool.
this works really well for me. I pack one of them based on what other colors I might be packing in my bag for that trip.
Yeah, yeah. And I think also, I mean, our home locations. It's so funny. I mean that we've connected with like 9 hour difference. I think there
I
is.
know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is so cool because I mean, I would, I live up in the Nordics, and obviously, this is reflected in my wardrobe. And even if I travel, to a warmer location, I mean, it's still the majority of my wardrobe is, has been planned, right? Has been um curated for the weather that I have on a daily basis here in Denmark. While you are much, live in a much more warmer climate. So of course,
Yeah.
I mean, would have many more. I'm guessing, like camisoles, right? I mean, I probably have. I don't know. No, I actually don't have one right now. I need
Yeah,
one.
really? Yeah. Yeah. What? Even today, I'm wearing a slip dress. I'm wearing a slip dress
Yeah,
underneath. Then I just threw this on top truly because it's Mother's Day and I wanted to wear
yeah,
pink.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But otherwise, I would just go out in a dress like that, you know?
yeah, yeah. And I would like freeze to death. No, but it's so cool because I like them. I don't know, for whatever reason I'm much more like I'm not that cold when I travel. I can't explain it. It's like for whatever reason my body generates more heat when I travel. So actually having a camisole makes super much sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so camisoles, that was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next one. So again, I would typically um I mean, I would say it's a safe choice. Okay. So for me, a safe choice, it is a silk shirt. This one is, I think, also, yeah, from Theory, just in beige color. So again, if you think about, let me just grab those pants. Mm, so, like an easy outfit that you can trust, you're going to look, professional. I would say because of the fabrics, I mean, the silk fabric, it's still also a little bit like relaxed, because I only tag up in the front typically. I can't really show it, but I tag in the front, and then the back, actually is. The back of the shirt is actually, sort of, covering my bum. Not that I have to cover it, but it creates some kind of a silhouette that is,
Yeah.
I think, a little bit more like chilled. But this is I mean, anybody could wear it, It doesn't really, for me, after all, because I mean, I've had those pieces for quite some time, it doesn't really show like personality. It doesn't show me. So now I would actually, and I've just done it on a recent trip, I would actually rather have a t-shirt. And this one has just been washed, so it's not ironed. Forgive me, because I actually used it, during the trip that I've just been on. And again, I mean, I'll show it in just a second with the blazer, because my third item, my third category is blazers. But I actually, maybe you know what? Maybe I'll actually show it immediately, because it looks different with the blazer. It looks much more,
Yeah.
it looks much more put together. I mean, if you just imagine that it's iron,
Oh,
this is
beautiful.
this is
Beautiful.
a put together outfit. Yeah. So yeah, so now I lean more into a t-shirt kind of top rather than shirt. Yeah. What
That's
about
so
you?
interesting because a
Yeah.
t-shirt by itself is casual, but when you put
Super.
a blazer, it actually becomes edgy. Like
Yeah.
it's edgy to wear a t-shirt with a blazer, right? So that's why
Exactly.
this is why I really love like styling and clothes and this universe, because it's just so interesting how something morphs based on how you put items together. So
Totally.
brilliant.
Yes. Yes. Mm.
So good. Okay.
Yeah.
For my second category, I was one thing that I love to take with me always is a cardigan of some.
Mhm.
And again, with cardigans, I have kind of like a range of different colors. So you'll
Yes.
see I lean a lot into colors, and that's how I typically think about packing. But what I love about a cardigan, I pulled a few here. So it's either gonna be like a bright color, like this one that I just took to New York. So you can see, right, with against black, just the pop of something like this, it was so beautiful. So it
Juicy.
could,
Yeah. Yeah.
right,
So
like it could be, and it's so thin. Again, like that's one of the big things for me because I just hate carrying like a heavy bag and shoving
Yes.
it up on the plane, right? So just something that's so thin and so light, it's so easy to do. Or what I might do, let's just say if because when I go to India, I usually am packing colorful clothes. So what
Mm-hmm.
I'll do in that case is I will pack a gray cardigan
Okay.
because it gives contrast. It just gives me that
Got it.
optionality, right? Because
Okay.
I can play with it a little bit. If I want to tone down the colorful look, I can do it. So let me show you. And what I do with
That's
the
actually
cardigan,
interesting. Yeah.
yeah, it's just really versatile. So, for example, this is something I would wear in India, like these kind of
Yes.
colors. And if I was feeling cold, just that whole hack
Oh,
of
I
wearing
love
it like a neck scarf,
it. Mm-hmm.
it just tones it down. It
Yeah. Yeah.
grounds it a little bit for work, which I really like.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
the other thing that I like to do with cardigans is I will also wear them as a top. So it doubles up sometimes. Like if I just want to wear it, sometimes I'll wear it like buttons in the front. Other times I might even like wear it like this. So buttons in
Like
the back.
exactly. Yeah. 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 Okay, but is it like a V-neck or crew neck?
It's a crew neck.
Okay, okay. Because
Yeah.
I actually only have V-neck cardigans, and I'm not really a cardigan wearer. But I do like the way that, like yourself, I mean, that you style it as a top. But I mean, for me, it would be just too open, the
Right.
V-neck because it's quite a
Right.
long neck. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So
You need that versatility, right, to be able to do it like that. I think the other
yeah,
thing
yeah, yeah,
is
yeah.
also it depends again on which one I pack, but for the different colors, I have different sizes in the
Hmm.
same bottle. So I do that because this one is very skin fitting. Like it's like a
Right.
tight top. So if I
Yeah.
wear this, like this one, I would layer maybe the cami over it even or something like that, right?
Love
So then
it.
it becomes
Love it.
like a skin tight thing underneath.
Yes.
But this one because for a gray, I wanted more space. This is a bigger size. So then it's not so skin tight. And I actually can wear it as a top on its own in a work context and it doesn't look
Yes.
obscene,
Yeah,
basically,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. And for those of you who just joined, what Asta and myself we are talking about is three items that we always pack for a business trip because we are both, frequent business travelers. So, alrighty. So over to third category, and in my case, I'm a blazer girl. I think I repeated, in every second post that I do on Substack, and then in every life. So I would say 90% of the time I'm wearing a blazer, also on a daily basis to work, and even if I work from home. So I just love, the idea, like the immediate like uniform business vibe and empowerment that a blazer is giving me. I don't know how you have it, with clothes in general, but in terms of like dressing for work, just the activity of doing some work, like I mean not some work, but I mean the work that your professional life. mm, I I need to be motivated. I need to, when I look in the mirror, even if I work from home, like I'm just passing by my mirror and I see myself, and if I look like um slouchy, that wouldn't be motivating for me.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So that is why a blazer is a must for me. But I mean, I've always loved uniforms, just any kind of uniform, especially on men, suits and like also like military uniforms. So I think that's where I have it from, and I think also I feel good in a blazer. I feel
Wait, Evelina, did you have a school uniform growing up?
no, I
No.
didn't actually. No, did you?
Okay. I did. Yeah, yeah. I wore the exact same clothes for the first 14 years of my life. So I had a school uniform. Yeah.
Okay, so you're probably fed up or what? Or you actually like it?
There are some parts I like. There are some things that I think that's why I always try to bring in variety in my looks because I
Right.
wore a
Right.
uniform every single day for so long. But yeah,
Yes.
I'm excited to see your blazer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So again, I mean, I was starting, with a very classic piece that is again, is super safe and so on. It's just a very simple um single-breasted black blazer, and now if I combine it with the silk shirt, you'll see the whole look. That it's it's just an outfit that I can trust, but it's not only about trust. So I mean, almost like a full suit and the beige t-shirt. So nothing's wrong here as such, but it would be like plain in my eyes. So what I have started introducing is something that says blazer, but it's not really a blazer, right? So the first one is the blazer vest from TV that I was so lucky to find secondhand.
Amazing.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
good.
actually, most of my TV pieces are secondhand.
Yeah.
So which I really love. When I hunt something down. And but this is a little bit tricky, to be honest. So I'm still like learning how to style it. Because I don't necessarily like it. I probably wouldn't like it with. Let me just see. With the cellophane, because I think that would be like too much, volume on volume.
Big. Yeah.
Yeah. At least on me,
Yeah.
So, but I've just worn it on. I've just worn it with the jogger, and that was perfect because the jogger is actually on me. It's actually like very like slimming. I mean, not that that's the intention, but it just it's not. It doesn't have too much volume. So these two work really, really good. And then another alternative that I wanted to show. Actually, maybe I have two. Yes. So the other one is also a TB piece. I mean, I've worn it already to death, I think.
I love that one.
That's the men's cutout blazer. And initially when I put it on, I was like, what the hell are people going to think? Like, because you see your like bum, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, and I have nothing to like hide, but still, I thought, is it like too edgy or something? But it has worked really well. So I super enjoy wearing it and like really, being comfortable wearing it for formal occasions. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I have that one too. That's a very good blazer.
No, you should have it. Really, it's so good. It's so good. Okay, and the last one. So again, it's instead of the black blazer that I mean, it's fine, right? But again, it's not really showing your personality. I mean, my personality. So it's actually a crop blazer. So one that I found, it's a vintage Saint Laurent, Yves Saint Laurent. Most probably 40 years old. As the vintage store told me, so I'm really like, oh my god, So yeah, in like navy color, but it's cropped. So again, it's a little bit like I mean, it's a statement piece, that I've styled many times, especially during last summer, and it's been working great, and I've worn it for business occasions, and I just love how. Once you've tried it, once you've nailed like a look with a piece that maybe is a little bit a wild card, that you then, you just feel comfortable. You feel like yourself. Yeah. So that's it. That was my third piece.
That's awesome. My third piece is also a blazer. It is so funny because we live in such different climates, different parts of the world, and our jobs are so different. But I also love wearing a blazer. I definitely think that's the item that I have the most of in terms of in my closet. And there is something about wearing a blazer that for me, it's actually very visual too, because I really like my shoulders, and I think I have broad shoulders, and I like to make my shoulders look even broader. If I can, just visually, I just really like it when stuff hangs from the shoulders,
Yeah.
So a blazer typically either has shoulder pads that accentuates your shoulders, or if it doesn't, then it just like literally just drapes over the shoulder, right?
Yeah, which TV is so good at. Yeah.
Exactly. Now, the tricky thing is in my job, like wearing a blazer is probably harder than wearing something like this, right?
Okay.
Because I'm in a creative field. So a blazer, if it looks a little bit too like formal, can almost be seen as like, why is she wearing that? Where are you going that you're wearing something like that? So it's interesting for me to wear a blazer, how I do, right?
Yeah.
But what I typically do is I typically pack two blazers when I travel. And again, it's so that I have just interchangeability. If I'm feeling, stuck some morning, what I like to
Yes.
do is I like to pack one serious blazer, is what I call it, and one fun blazer.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'll give you examples. And again, it depends on where I'm going.
Super curious.
Right? Like just now, I was in New York. So I packed like a black, it's the Max blazer, the
Yeah.
typical black.
Yeah.
It looks kind of gray right now, but it's black. So it's very simple. It's just a simple blazer.
Yeah. Just like my black one. Yeah. The
Yeah.
first one. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like it works really well, right? So for New
Yes.
York, I was like, this is great. I packed this and it's done. But then for blazer again, when I went to Austin, I packed this Western blazer. So it has, do you see the details? It has like this detail right here.
Yes.
And like it has this vertical seam, and this
Yes.
even has shoulder pads. So it's more fun, and it was more appropriate for Austin. I also wear this a lot in all of this. I wear in Los Angeles, of course, but even though it's formal because of the structure,
Yes.
it's just like the color is softer, so it just brings in a little bit more appropriateness for that area.
Yeah. 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 Got it.
Another
And
one,
those details, I mean, does it feel to you like, that, I mean, it's tiny things. And I'm guessing, I mean, no offense, but I'm guessing that maybe not many people have noticed them, I mean, unless, like somebody's into fashion and so on would be like, oh, those are some interesting details. But does it mean, I mean, I'm guessing it means a lot to you, right? That know that those small details actually make this blazer less formal.
Exactly. So you can tell, right? Like no one, it just looks like a normal blazer to most people. But again, like I said, the shoulder pads, I love them. And then, it just makes it just more fun to play with, right? So, but it's still like structured. And then I'll show you the third like I said, I have many blazers, but another option is sometimes I might pack a more structured yet oversized blazer. So this is a brand blazer, so still not like the skin because it still has shoulder pads. So you'll see all of these have shoulder pads, which I really enjoy. So the brown one was a little bit more fitted. This one, and I actually sized up because I wanted it to be bigger. It's like pretty roomy, and it's a double-breasted.
It looks a little bit, to me at least, a little bit like the Frankie shop. I don't know. I don't remember the name, but the famous oversized one.
Yes,
that's like
that's
really
right.
Slouchy. Yeah. So good.
But the thing is, like, these all still work for me in terms of, because it's a blazer that's structured, but it's not like stuffy for my workplace, right?
Got it.
But I want to show you the fun blazers that I sometimes pack, because I also have fun blazers.
Yay.
This one is just so fun.
Love it.
Right? This one I might pack based on, like, if I'm going to India as an example, because in India, wearing a blazer that's more structured, it just looks really odd. Plus, it's hot, right? So it's just a little bit like, why are you wearing that? But this is just so fun. I usually take it to India. I will take it to Tokyo also. So just like, a little bit more fun. Plus, it's so light. It's just viscose.
Yeah.
Super light.
So
and
good.
Then other times I might pack a denim blazer. Again, super fun.
That's the acid wash, right? Isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
And it's also very warm, by the way. So it's just because it's thick. So it's like nice to just like, wrap it around. And then the last one I'll show you is another like fun blazer. I just got this.
Oh, that's the latest selection. Yeah.
Yeah. So as long as you can imagine, right? If I have this and this, I have so much variety. Like that's
exactly.
Exactly. I can make so many looks with these two different. I could even like layer them, honestly.
Ooh, that would be interesting. I love it. And Asta, actually, we also talked about having like a wild card. I mean, obviously, we've already shown some of the like maybe wilder cards, within the three items. But I thought actually about showing another TV piece. Because it's a little bit, I mean, okay, I personally use those pants for like breakfast, breakfast at the hotel. Yeah. Or like I can dress it up, for dinner occasion. And I love the versatility that those pants give you. So it's nylon Stella pants.
Oh, beautiful.
Again, in this beautiful green color. And the color is just, I mean, really, everybody should have like a khaki green, in their wardrobe. But it's both the color, but it's also the material, because it's the noisy one, that we all know and love, and it's also crinkled, like, or wrinkled, which yeah, I mean, it just gives so many possibilities. I absolutely love them. And just like with your camisoles, I mean, let me just fold them like I typically do. I mean, it's like almost nothing. So yeah, so light and so thin. So I absolutely love them. I always pack them with me
So
on any
what is
trip.
the texture on that? Is it the crispy nylon or is it the shiny nylon? Which one is
No,
it?
it's the what did you call the first one? Crispy?
Crispy.
Yeah, it must be
Okay.
crispy, because the other ones, you actually need to iron them a little bit,
Yeah,
or like
I
steam
agree.
them.
Yeah.
These ones, I mean, they will wrinkle just a little bit, but then as soon as I arrive at the hotel, I just unpack, and hang them, and then they're good, for like in a couple of hours they're good.
Yeah.
So I really prefer this material, and I also found them secondhand, and I mean, I will be chasing more of those, because I think they made them also in black, in navy. So I would really like all of the colors, to be honest.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
have the crispy nylon joggers in that brown. Remember the brown? It was kind of
Yes.
like this deep brown.
Yes,
Like this
yes, yes,
brown.
yes. I remember. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was so beautiful.
So
One thing
good.
I like about the Stellas, because you had the Stellas now and then even in the earlier category, is that they're
True.
they're very versatile, right? Because I wear them as wide leg pants, and then sometimes I even use those hair ties to bunch them up and make them into joggers.
Yeah.
So it's like
I've
you've
done
got
that.
two.
Okay.
It's like so easy to do. I mean, it's fussy when you first do it, but then it's done, right? For the rest of the
Right.
day, then it just looks like a jogger basically,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
so good.
So good, so good. Alrighty. I mean, we've covered everything that we wanted to talk about today.
Wait, I have to show my white card. Hold
Oh,
on,
sorry.
hold on.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I'm so sorry, Asta. Sorry. Yes, go ahead. Go
All
ahead.
good.
Yes.
Okay, so my wildcard item again is something that I think people will probably see a theme here. I just like to pack things that can change an outfit quickly. So my wildcard is I usually have at least one, sometimes even two, fun pair of socks. Because socks are so easy. They're so small and just something that has a lot of personality and can just bring friction into the outfit, or a little bit of like, wait, what was that? It just makes it look more creative. Especially if I'm wearing a blazer, I don't want to look too professional, because like I'm meeting some people on my team for only one time every year because they live in Sydney, right? So I don't want to. It can be intimidating to them if I show up in like a full suit. Basically, I want to blend in a little bit. So examples are, I have these like fishnet socks.
Mm-hmm.
So there's very simple like fishnet socks, which gives a little bit of texture. If you see like a little bit peeking out from over the shoe, or I have these socks. These are like tabby socks, but it's like sheer in the front. Basically,
wow, they're good.
they're
Nice.
really good. And then like
Wow.
in the back is just black. So when you're wearing them from the back, it doesn't look like it's anything special.
Yeah,
But in the
yeah.
front, it's sheer. So there's a little bit of
Oh,
texture.
good.
Or I might have just printed socks. I just pulled like a random one. The
Yeah,
colors
yeah,
are
yeah.
beautiful. It has this beautiful embroidery. So just one pair of socks that's random and special is just really good if I'm wearing everything else that's too proper and just want to bring a little bit of just that extra to it.
Yeah, it makes so much sense. I'm actually, I mean, the first two pairs that you've shown are, in a way, I mean, I can already see, how I would style them. But
Yeah.
then the printed ones, I mean, I always struggle, to be honest, with like how to how to match them, with the shoe, and then with the, with the clothes. I'm struggling a little bit, to be honest. So I have a pair of like green socks, like grass green, and then red socks. And I mean, I mostly wear them at home, to be honest, because I can't really like make myself, like really like, maybe I should just do it, just wear them, but then it's really gonna be just about the socks. But I
It's
love
really
when
good.
people do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's a little bit to, that whole idea of like what is your personality and that you want to show. I do think, because I think your style it's very chill, but it's also very elegant at the same time. So I can totally see how printed socks might feel. If they're too out there, it might just feel like a break from that, which is sometimes okay to do, but
Yeah.
sometimes no. But I will say, If it's colors like these, typically it is easier because these colors, one, they are very tonal in nature, and two, they're subtle colors. Like none of it looks
Right.
way brighter than it actually is. This is
Yes.
a gray and like a pale grayish lavender. So
Got
it's
it.
not that loud, but it's still something. When I have them
Something.
on,
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
looks like there's something there, you know?
Exactly. I mean, it's just like those details on your blazer, right? I
Yeah,
mean, maybe some people don't even notice your socks, but
exactly.
but you've actually done something, to blend in. Yeah, yeah, it's so good. Oh gosh, that was so good. So yeah, I mean, obviously this is being recorded, so we will post it, and hopefully we will be able to post this on both of our profiles. And we certainly hope that this is helpful. If you're, yeah, well, packing for a trip, especially a business trip. Have you a business trip plan ahead of you, Asta?
Yes, so I actually have a trip coming up to Sydney, and it's more for fun this time because it's my sister lives there, and it's my niece's
Yes.
first birthday. But I will also go into work, so it's going to be a combination, and it's for 2 weeks, a combination of work and fun. And it's cold there, or starting to get cold there.
Right, it's their winter time, or
That's
yeah,
right.
or
Yeah.
autumn maybe. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay,
How
well,
about you?
so come again.
Oh, do you have a trip planned up?
I do. I do. It's going to be a very short holiday. So we are going to Faroe Islands,
Ah,
which is much colder than here in Denmark. So, and it's gonna be mostly like hiking. So I actually need to like bring my duffel bag with hiking gear from the cellar,
yeah.
and yeah, and that's it. So nothing that I wear on a daily basis actually, but yeah, there is a trip. There is a trip ahead of me. Yeah.
Yeah, but it adds another complication, right? I think that's the whole thing about dressing for a business trip is you want to feel like yourself, but you want to feel appropriate and you want to do the activities that you're doing with
Yeah.
coworkers, but still feel like yourself, but still feel appropriate. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
totally understand.
No, no, yeah, 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 and I really, especially, what, I don't know if you have it like that, but especially if it's a slightly longer business trip, and maybe also, like a lot of hours, let's say in a workshop or something like that, when typically if that was at home, I mean, you knew that you could like come home and like unwind, but
Yeah,
you cannot really do that, during the business trip.
yeah,
And then I really need those like anchors. So for me, those personality items that I bring with me and wear, they are those like sparkles, or like energy injections, or whatever you call it. It means so much, yeah, when they are there. So yeah, well, but again, this has been so lovely, Asta.
so fun.
I hope we can do it again.
Yeah, so fun. Thank you again for
Thank
inviting me
you.
to do this. You are so great at what you do, and I really enjoy your
You
Substack
too.
and reading and watching. And this is so fun. Thank you,
You
Evelina.
too, lovely. Thank you. Have a wonderful Sunday, and to all of you who joined as well. So all the best. Bye bye.
Bye, folks.
Bye.